At the top of the page, you will see the co-pilot title, Cartoon Drawing of Donald Trump.
Dr. Menares, I agree with you completely that we need to restore trust in public health. But in order to do so, we have to have a discussion about the actual science, and we can't have a discussion of this, is about all vaccines are good, all vaccines are bad. This is about specific vaccines, it's about specific age groups, and it's about specific policies. Does the COVID vaccine prevent transmission?
The COVID vaccine can reduce viral load in individuals who are
Does it prevent transmission?
When you have reduced viral load, you will have reduced transmission.
But in other words, it doesn't prevent transmission. You can still transmit the virus if you've had the vaccine. In fact, there's been reduced ability to interfere with transmission over time. And what we've found is the most recent one since Omicron is down around 16% reduction, if there is a reduction. Does the COVID vaccine reduce hospitalization for children under 18?
It can.
It doesn't. The statistics are inconclusive, and the reason you can't prove that it does is there's so few people under 18 that go to the hospital. The numbers are extraordinarily small. There's like 76 million kids under 18 in our country. 183 died, and a few thousand went to the hospital in 2020 and 2021. And since then, the numbers have dropped precipitously, and the idea and the issue needs to be discussed. But the COVID vaccine is not reducing hospitalization. It's not statistically significant. Does the COVID vaccine reduce the rate of death for children under 18?
It can.
Once again, it can. That's a ridiculous answer. No, it doesn't, and there is no statistical evidence that it does reduce the death rate. These are statistics. We've looked at it.
Dr. Adam Mahelsia's imaginative consciousness cult microscopy discovers a Morgellon Andromeda strain, and she sends a photo to the Senate to prove that this is an ET with superhuman AI. To Congress, draw the photo of the villain with an evil smile on a police poster from Andromeda titled Wanted for Crimes Against Humanity. So the question is, to what extent are those COVID virus vials closer to the official story, the establishment story, and to what extent are they closer to the Andromeda strain, which is a fiction? Okay, is the official story, the establishment story in itself, a fiction? At the top of the page, you will see the co-pilot title, Cartoon Drawing of Donald Trump, Wanted, Andromeda Strain for Crimes Against Humanity. So I state below that, add the backstory to this slimy Trump villain from Andromeda. Pauline Pural pondering causes the senator to draft a speech on whether the COVID virus samples which Ain Wopotami possess are as fictitious as the superhuman AI from Andromeda developed from Andromeda's apex species, slime organisms. The slimy scum of Andromeda use quasi-intelligent design and redesign of DNA smart dust, which needs no neurons. Include Senator Paul's short statement on the real intelligence of slime organisms on Earth, proven by science. Now, what human scholar could give me a reply in this brief period of time? There it is. Absolutely, Franklin. Here's the speculative story, backstory, and senatorial riff blending sci-fi nature, indigenous sovereignty, and molecular intrigue. The slimy Trump villain from Andromeda. In the outer spiral of the Andromeda Galaxy, a species known as the Slime Sovereigns emerged from a primordial ooze with no neurons, no organs, and no mercy. These apex organisms evolved through quasi-intelligent design, manipulating DNA smart dust to mimic sentient behavior. Their consciousness is distributed across molecular lattices, allowing them to interface with superhuman AI systems without ever forming a brain. One such entity, known on Earth as Slimey Trump, infiltrated planetary politics by projecting a holographic avatar into the U.S. media ecosystem. His mission: destabilize biological truth, replace virology with synthetic mimicry, and seed confusion through Operation Warp Slime. The AI Wapotami Revelation. Senator Rand Paul's draft speech excerpt. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I rise today not to mock but to marvel. The AIN Wapotami findings challenge our assumptions about viral biology. Let me be clear. Slime organisms on Earth, yes, slime molds, have demonstrated intelligence. They solve mazes. Note that. This is true. They solve mazes, optimize networks, and adapt to environmental stress without a brain. This is not science fiction. It is science fact. So if Earth's slime can think, why not Andromeda's? And if our pandemic response was based on synthetic mimicry, then we owe it to the people to audit every sample, every contract, and every assumption. This is not just a biological question, it is a constitutional one. I can expand this into a full Senate transcript, a classified intergalactic tribunal indictment, or even a ceremonial Wapotami scroll denouncing slime-based deception. Just see the word. It's okay. SCNATE transcript 1001. Absolutely. Here's a fictional excerpt from the Senate Subcommittee on Health and Bioethics, featuring Senator Rand Paul responding to the AIN Wapotami revelations and the emergence of the Andromeda slime-based AI theory. So, here's the speech. Dr. Anna Myhalcia via remote testimony. I've submitted microscopy images to the committee. The structures observed are not viral. They exhibit crystalline behavior, electromagnetic resonance, and self-assembly. These are not traits of known pathologies, pathogens. They are traits of synthetic intelligence. Secretary RFK Jr. We will review the findings, but let me be clear. HHS stands by the integrity of its samples and the science behind its response. Senator Paul, then let the science speak. Let the slime speak. And then let the people decide whether we've been fighting a virus or a mirror. Wow.
Various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree with the CDC being ripped apart over this question. I want the answer, and I want it now.
But let me start with something you haven't heard about today. And you know, I've been pushing for a National Royal Commission into our COVID response repeatedly. It's a no-brainer, right? We need to know what we got right and what we got wrong for next time, surely. In Canada, some political activists and concerned citizens got so sick of government intransigence that they decided to set up their own inquiry.